I can go all day with that. When it comes to that, yes, we can go all day with that. How you feel?
I got time today.
Okay.
You got time?
I got time today. So, in my instance, just my opinion, like, when you hold on to people or you're trying to do something in life, people have a way, if you allow them, because I'm a firm believer, you are what you allow. People will just continue to try to use you, abuse you, and take whatever they can get while it's good for them. And I feel like when you have that wake-up call, everybody don't receive that. So that's why I say leave people where they at. Love people from a distance. That goes for anybody.
Yes.
And I feel like so far I have been in enough situations to love people where they at. Or truly fuck people where they at too. Because it's a difference. It's definitely a difference when you on a journey, or in my case, healing and maneuvering different and trying to be better. Everybody can't go with you either. Right. And a lot of people don't like to deal with that. What's your intake on it? That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I feel you. I think the same. I think that, and it was like a concept that it took me a second to really realize or to really resonate with me that everybody can't go with you.
Okay,
you know?
We'll talk about that.
Truly, but we talked about that. I believe truly that everything in life has a season.
True.
Right? And so sometimes seasons come to an end. Sometimes they're lengthy. Sometimes they are drawn out. Sometimes, they quick.
Yeah.
But, like everything got a season.
Yeah.
There's a season in life for everything. And then we are, too, as humans, evolving constantly. True. We are very fluid. So, who I was a year ago is not necessarily the same. I would hope,
True.
And I would hope that for all of us, because we are all changing and, evolving. So, what once may appeal to you may not now, and so forth.
And see, my thing, I like that you said that as far as like you're no longer the person that you probably was, like at 20-something or teen years. And sometimes I feel like it's hard for people that are not where you are to understand that. At one point in time, in my 20s and my teens, I'll go out every weekend, see what's going on. I'm trying to party, enjoy life to the fullest, so I thought at that time. And now it's like I'm at the bed by a certain time. I don't like going out all the time.
And you want to be in at a reasonable time.
At a reasonable time. Absolutely. That too, on top of just trying to grow in life. And I feel like, not taking away from anybody that's still partying, because that's your thing. Just don't expect me to do it.
Right. And let me tell you, if you cancel on me, you are good. Right with me.
We good.
You are right with me.
We good, because probably 9 times
out
of 10. Okay. That part. It's like a celebration right there. I'm going to add to what I was doing.
Right.
Whether it's catching up on the show, sleep, or working on something. Because the crazy world we're living in now was already crazy back then. Now, I hate to elaborate on that so much, but I feel like I need to. We're living in a time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And with the time that I have left now, that where I am in life, I don't want to waste it anymore. So, nothing against whomever, but I'm not about that life anymore.
Right. Yeah, you gotta identify when enough is enough.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
You gotta be able to identify. Okay, and have grace at the same time.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Cutting the ties. It just needs to be proportionate.
Absolutely.
Right, to the situation at
Absolutely.
hand. And you want to give people the same grace.
Absolutely.
That you want them to have with you. So it go both ways.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But knowing when it is most appropriate to cut them ties, you got to understand. I see you sipping. Yes.
So you'll hear more. Exactly. You better be glad that's all I'm doing.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
That's a whole nother. But anyway,
family, friends,
anybody,
all of that.
And especially with them. Not because to me it may hurt a little bit when it's like a friend or something like that. But family, it's like they expect you to be that person.
Right.
Or just like when you were at one point in time younger, like the older people in the family, they'll be like, you got to listen and do this. I'm grown, Kira, now. Don't try that with me now, okay?
Right.
Because you are liable to get it.
Right.
Or I can do you one better. I can love you from where you at.
Right.
And keep it moving.
Your family will make you feel so.
They will.
They will make you feel,
They will.
Like, so guilty
Absolutely.
for establishing boundaries.
Absolutely. That's another thing, Kia. You hit something on the head
and
with
you
your boundaries.
Stand your ground. Like,
Absolutely.
listen, I love you. I
Yeah.
love you. And be okay with that.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Be okay with what, with
Absolutely.
that.
You got to
love
stand
you, but
on
hey,
it.
listen, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
Or, for me, like my my time frame with having people in my space, that's a big thing for me, just because I am very introverted. I get my energy from within, and I like my space. That's that is my space.
Yes.
And you got a time. I love you, but you got a time limit for how long you can stay.
Yes. Or me be around too, because I've learned
right.
getting older, I don't like to be around everybody like at one point in time I may have. At a certain time, we can go out, we can have that nice drink, that conversation. But at a certain time, I'm looking at the time, okay, how I'm about to leave up out of here.
Real girl.
Exactly. I'll catch you next time.
Yes.
Until next time. Time. Because it's
Mm-hmm.
about that time. And sometimes I just hate it for people. You said me about to drink. It's your turn. Sometimes when it comes to people, they don't understand it. And I've had to learn to be like, I'm okay with you not understanding, because, again, like we talked previously, my happiness and my sanity and my peace, those top three things are priority to me, especially now. And seeing that we don't have a lot of time, or how time is no longer waiting on anybody, I want to take more time out for myself, for what's going to be better for me.
Right.
And it's whether it's me loving you from a distance or not even dealing with you anymore, I'm okay with that. I had to learn that, because I'm available for those that I'm available for.
Right. And
that's how I look at it.
Are reciprocal.
Absolutely.
So if you feel like it's one-sided, I don't. In my own opinion, I feel you do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
If you feel like it's one-sided, you cut your tie, or you handle it with a long spoon.
Yeah.
Or you use your judgment and move accordingly.
That's how I look at it too. Yeah.
Energy is a lot. It's a
Seriously.
lot there, and so
Seriously.
controlling it, and I would say valuing it, and kind of determining where it deserves to be exerted.
I
and
agree.
Where it don't. It's
I agree.
Important.
I agree. And that's why, like, with learning people or how I'm moving now, I wish I was like that probably prior to, but it took time for me to get there, because like you said, everything plays that time in certain situations of life. And I'm just in a space and a place now to where that's important to me. Right. So if you have to be removed, or even myself, I have to look at it both ways. Sometimes people get tired, or they need time away from you. You got to be able to accept that, because one thing about people, how you allow them to handle you, is that's how they're going to do it.
Right.
Same thing with you.
How you want them
Absolutely.
to treat you.
Absolutely. So with that, you just have to take it, to me, in my case, you got to take it with a grain of salt and keep it moving. And use it for what it is.
Be okay with that.
Yeah.
And I know my peace of mind for me, like I try to do good. I never have any malintent.
Yeah.
Now, some people might piss you off.
They will.
But I try to put out what I want. Even when, I'm being spited, or whatever the case may be, because I believe, number one, I'm favored.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
got somebody higher that I'm answering to, and somebody higher that's advocating for me.
Yeah.
So at this point, I just lay it down and leave it.
And you got to be mindful how you treat me, since I have them on my side.
Right.
And I'm definitely big on that. So I will totally agree with you on that. When it comes to him, not take away from me what you're saying, but people have to be mindful
of
when
how
you are
they
have
and
to.
When you covered.
They have to.
Yeah.
That's another thing I'm learning. I don't have to say nothing else to you. My old self probably been ready to fight. Well, probably would have fought and went back and forth. I don't have to say nothing.
Nobody
if I send it
smile,
upstairs, you might want to, like we was talking about earlier.
You may want to ease. Always say, "Oh, you about to get in trouble."
You in trouble. You got to be careful how you treat people when it comes to that.
Right.
And like you said, you have to, if someone's treating you a certain type of way that you don't like it, that's another thing. We have to start addressing things. We keep things covered up. We don't say anything about it. It builds up, and then you may turn into that person. I'm just not going to say nothing. No, speak for yourself.
Right.
Let someone know now how you feel about it, so either they can change it adjust it, or even continue to say forget you, and then you'll know how to move.
Exactly. It's so funny, Kira, you said that. I just was having this conversation with somebody. I don't know how I end up getting these phone calls.
Okay.
'Cause I'm like, well, why you calling me? Because
Right.
you know what I'm gonna say.
Right.
Like I won't say, and I don't mean this negatively,
No,
but
go ahead.
I'm confrontational.
Yeah.
And I don't. I'm gonna just be straight up. And I know as a community, as a society, we see that we deem that word negatively. It's
Yeah.
coined as negative, like you just like to start stuff. No. I confront situations.
Absolutely.
Number one, I'm not with sweeping stuff under the rug.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's only gonna resurface. It's gonna resurface. And then the next time we revisit it, now I'm more mad because I didn't handle it the first time, and now I'm blowing up. And now it's basically disproportionate to the situation. I'm blowing up at you, and you like, well, why you that mad? And it's like, well, I'm mad because I ain't addressed, it previously. And so we like to sweep stuff under the rug, and that ain't my style. We gonna talk about this.
Yep.
I know you mad, or I'm mad, or this is how I feel.
Yep, we can agree to disagree,
and you don't
and be
have
okay
to agree
with that. You don't
right.
have to, but I'm
these
going to
are my
say
feelings.
something.
Right,
I'm entitled to those.
Exactly,
I have those, and I'm not going to allow you to make me feel like they don't count nor they matter.
Right.
And if I say something to you about how I'm feeling,
then
listen me,
that.
hear that out,
right,
because you're going to.
Right,
that's the ground I'm standing.
And
you're
so
going to
to
respect it.
Me, I'm like, listen, you can address it, or you can go to sleep uncomfortable and be bothered. And then it's just going to get to a point where you feel like you cornered, where you have to say something. And I was just saying this to the person that reached out. I said, you need to address it. I said, and maybe you don't have to do it the Kia way.
Okay.
Kia is very direct, blunt. I don't beat around.
Yeah.
I need you to understand what I'm saying. I need you. We going to make sure that it is very clear so that there is no room for misinterpretation, honey. Before we leave out this room, I need to know you understand.
Exactly. And you're not going to try it again.
Right.
Okay.
And we need to both understand that we need to have we need to come to a sense.
Yeah.
This should not be a conversation
that
we should have again.
Yeah,
because we've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, look, how you want to move? You want the Kia response?
Yeah.
Or you want which one you doing? Want? Yeah. Right. Because I'm a handle.
I'm gonna go there. Exactly.
And it don't mean that I'm argumentative or that I want to start stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that I believe in communicating. Whether it's uncomfortable, that's when you need to communicate.
Yeah,
when it's
absolutely.
uncomfortable.
So you can find a solution,
right,
or some resolution behind the situation at hand. Because, like you said, as long as you keep it built up, as long as you keep allowing whatever the situation is or that person that's causing it to continue to do whatever, they're going to continue to do it. And the only person in the end who you're going to have to blame is you.
Right.
What's the saying?
I used to not want to say stuff too, particularly in dating.
Okay.
Because it's like you don't want to be the nagger.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to be the nagger, and you don't want them to be upset with you.
Or the angry black woman.
Or the angry black woman. Or you complaining. You know, so a lot of times as women, we silence our voices.
Yep.
You know.
Especially when we feel like we're being backed into a corner, or you're not hearing me.
Right.
You're not allowing me to speak and voice how I feel. Yeah.
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 And
I agree.
so I would do that. I would silence myself just to kind of keep the peace, keep the peace. And then it got to a point where I would just blow up, you know, eventually, because I'm mad because I've been holding it in. But who was wrong?
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
You know, because I should have addressed it. And so a lot of times in intimate, relationships and situations, I also learned I wasn't advocating, I wasn't speaking up because I was not confident enough to do it.
Okay.
And so that's where for me I had to take a few steps back and work there to figure out, well, why are you lacking confidence?
Yeah.
What are you afraid of? And if you are afraid of losing this relationship, then Kia, it wasn't for you in the first place.
True.
So I had to get to a space where I was confident enough, to speak up, to advocate, even when I was uncomfortable. And in addition to that, I had to be okay with the outcome.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Because some people are not. Because if you say something,
it's gonna tarnish this, or it's gonna we're gonna terminate a relationship, and a lot of people are afraid of that.
Yeah,
and we like to sit in situations in a lot of cases because it's comfortable, and we don't want to start over, and we don't want to get back out there to try to date somebody new, or whatever the situation may be for
Yeah.
that specific
Yeah.
person, but I had to get in a space where I was completely fine with the outcome, because at the end of the day, I spoke my truth.
Yep.
And so that's my, like, that's how I feel modern day. Like,
I
hey,
agree
listen,
with that.
I ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Exactly.
Even at work, I tell my clients, like, listen, we can have a, you know, if someone asks, well, why do you feel like you are the agent for me? And I'll say, you know, respectfully, I don't even know that I have the answer at this point as to why I feel like I'm the agent for you.
Yeah.
But when we have a conversation, I think you and I will both, you know,
Come
we
to
will
something.
determine whether or not I'm a good fit for you. Because I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's okay.
Right. Right. We got to just be okay with that.
Yeah.
In any
That's
facet
true.
of life.
That's
we got to
true.
be all right with that.
That's true. And even with you not being okay for everybody, that still lets you know that you know who you are and who you're supposed to be around and what situation you're supposed to be in when it comes to dealing with people in situations.
Right.
Because I know for a fact who I am now. I'm okay, definitely okay with not being okay for everybody. I'm good on that, and I'm
Right.
good on you in the process. Because again, that distance, it keeps me so peaceful.
Right.
It
And that's
keeps
what we
me-
live for.
Yes,
As we
peace.
get older,
That's it.
Christmas gifts, I'd be like, I don't know, just some quiet. What you
Exactly.
want for Christmas? Nothing, just peace.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
that's how I know.
I don't want to hear anybody.
Nobody,
Exactly.
just quiet.
Nobody, just quiet. And where you can just collect your thoughts or not have to worry about certain things or hearing certain things. Just quiet. Like, that's the best thing that you could have. And I, like I said, I'm still learning that. And it feels good to get there, to have gotten there so far. I just want to continue that.
Yes.
And anything that's trying to stop that or hinder that, you got to
It
go.
gotta go.
You got to go.
It gotta go.
I don't want to be bothered with it because I don't have to. Now I don't have to.
Right.
You
And
gotta
you know
go.
you ain't got to now.
It
You
feels
know,
so good.
It does.
Especially if that phone ring and I pay this bill and I don't want to.
Yes.
I can
no.
check back with you in 3 to 5 if I choose to.
If you
but
choose.
I don't want to. It's a choice now as opposed to the kind of person that I know I am. I've always had that heart to want to look out for everybody. It gives you a redefinition of, okay, who's looking out for you? I'm being
Right.
selfish now in a good way,
Right.
and I don't care about it. At one point in time, I can, wait a minute, let me take this time out. No, I'm
Being
there for
selfish.
those that are there for me, and I'm okay for the ones that are not. Because,
Right.
again, I'm no longer for everybody.
Right.
And I don't want everybody having access to me anymore. I'm just being honest, because it'll take you back down memory lane. You'll go back to those few years and rekindle or
Right.
recap on different stuff. You're
And
not
you
even in
wanna
that space no
align-
more.
right. You want to align with people where you at.
Yeah.
Or that's greater.
That's growing.
And I
Yeah.
always say, like, I don't want to be the smartest one in the room. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't want to be the most successful.
Absolutely. Because
I
I
need
always
to-
want to have room to grow and learn,
Exactly.
and you're never too old to learn. A child can teach you something. I'm learning something every day from a 6-year-old
Lord,
thus
it be your
far.
kids.
It be
Yeah.
it be your own
It be your
folks.
own kids. Yeah. Yeah.
When it comes to
They tell you-
that,
they tell you
they
the
do.
harsh truth,
They
and they
do
don't care.
at all, at all, at all. How it's gonna make you feel in the end at all. But I can respect
Yes.
that. I can definitely respect that as opposed to us as an adults. Sometimes we just hold stuff and just let it be.
Right.
And I know now when I get quiet on you, I'm sorry in advance for what may transpire, cause I'm done.
Right, right.
Like-
and we also too, to that point, I
Mhm.
will say, we establishing when it's most appropriate to cut the ties. We
Yeah.
also need to understand this is a big thing that seems to be like frequent amongst people. The difference between cutting the tie and establishing a boundary and ghosting.
I like that,
Right.
kid. Elaborate.
You
I
know
like
what I'm saying? Like, that seems to be, and then the whole ghosting thing, the ghosting and protecting your peace.
Yes.
Well, I'm protecting my peace. No, you're not.
Talk
you
about
ain't
it.
being accountable.
Yeah,
You need
exactly.
to address your situation, address
Exactly.
your issues. right?
Exactly.
So I have an issue with that. I
Mm-hmm.
have an issue with, people that do that. Like,
Yeah.
I'ma just disappear. No. Handle your shit.
Yeah.
Handle it.
Yeah.
Address it
Yeah.
because you are brave enough.
You being a coward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're brave enough to go in hiding, but
Yeah.
you can't address the situation. And so And that's, again, intimate sex,
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah,
family,
whomever.
handle it.
Yeah.
Work, professional, anything.
Yeah.
Handle the situation. Ghosting is not the answer.
It's not.
And it's not protecting your peace.
It's not.
It's being unaccountable. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's how I
know?
look at it. You being a coward.
Yeah.
You hiding behind yourself. That's how I look at it. On top of when you finally go back and seeing that person or having to come encounter with that person.
Now it's weird. And it ain't had to be weird.
It doesn't have to be. And it's okay when it comes to that. If you no longer rock with whomever, just let it be known.
Right.
People be thinking when you don't talk to people anymore or when you no longer in that space with people, it's always a beef.
Right.
It's
and
not
let
a
me
beef.
listen, if you got to ask, did I unfollow you or social media? Like, no, I didn't do my job. I ain't do my job. So when I get, I've gotten that question before. But you unfollow me or you ain't on social media? You ain't. Well, wait a minute. Tell me where I went wrong.
Yeah.
Because it should be very clear.
Yeah.
You know, that I'm done with you. If you speculating by virtue of social media, I didn't do my job.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me now tell you
so
so
now
you'll
that
know.
we're here, we need to talk about why I have decided to terminate this relationship.
Absolutely.
So these things need to be addressed. They eliminate, the heaviness.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When you speak your
or
truth.
I hate when people come to you, like if you've been mutual friends with people or talking to people, they be like, you and such don't talk anymore because I heard. Wait a minute.
That's
First
what went
off,
wrong with me.
Exactly. Don't ask about anybody else.
Right.
9 times out of 10, you and such done talk, and whatever y'all said it was, we gonna rock and roll with that.
Right.
Because I am no longer in the space, or do I be in the care to even be bothered about how you feel about it.
And you do not
I don't owe
deserve
you nothing.
an
You don't. You don't. I don't care.
Right.
I really don't, because that's why you and whomever talking about whatever it is pertaining why I'm not.
Right.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yes.
But it means a lot. Bye. You stay over there with them too, and go back and say that that's what I said as well. We have to just remember that when you are getting in a space or a place, it's okay to grow. It's okay to cut ties with people. It don't mean beef. It don't mean you don't like that person anymore. You're just in another space.
Right.
It's been plenty of people growing up with, talking to, and being friends. I ain't beefing with you.
You just grow and you evolve.
Growing. And let me do that.
Right.
We don't have to, like I said.
And we don't need the naysayers.
We don't.
need the, well, you used to. What?
But I don't anymore.
Right,
Accept people for who they are and allow them to be that. Just like how people, and it's no judgment because I don't judge anybody. You can be whoever, however you want. That's your life. But how people was at one point in time the party person and then they just decide to be holier than thou. That's their choice.
Right. And you deserve the right people, like we deserve to evolve. We deserve that. Like
leave those
we
people
all
alone.
deserve that to grow.
Leave
and
them
evolve.
alone.
Right.
That's how I look at it. Don't come to me about it. I don't care. 9 out of 10, I don't care.
Right.
I'm focusing on what time I'm going to go to sleep and trying to get away from talking to you about it. People be quick to be like, well, you've changed. I'm not saying just me in general, but just in general, you've changed you no longer, because I don't want to do that.
Right.
And allow me to do that. And that's why I'm not talking to you anymore, because I'm not there. And if you're still there, it's okay, but I'm going to leave you right there. That's all I can do with that. So we'll just wrap that up with that situation, because I can go on and on. But moving right along, we talked about that. So from doing that, from moving forward and growing and stuff, how has that made you feel with just, feeding people the long handle spoon, leaving people and loving them where they at? What has that done for you? I'm going to say with family.
With family.
We'll start with family.
I think it has done me well. I think it has done me quite well. I'm very close with my family. So it's not very often that I have to go there.
Okay.
But there have been, it's very rare. But the ones that I have, like I told you, I'm very candid, straight to the point. I don't got time to be trying to figure out how to beat around and say it in a nice way.
Yeah.
Like I just
got to say it.
Just say it. And when I say it, I mean it. I mean what I say, and I mean what I say.
Stand on it.
And and I just release it and let it go.
Yeah.
And if you reach out to me again, then you probably are not going. You're not going to get a response, right?
Yeah.
Because I already said what I said.
Yep.
I left no room for interpretation. Excuse me, but
Because I said it.
I said it.
And
I
I
couldn't
meant
be
it.
more clear
Yeah.
with how I said it.
Yeah.
And so it's simple for me. Like I have, like I said before, and you know this, I live a very demanding, stressful life just by virtue of the work that I do. So at this point in life, I have learned and mastered how to control what I'm going to exert energy
Oh, I like that. I like
because
that.
it ain't only but one me, and
Right.
then there are 30 people that need to be served, and
Yeah.
I'm being pulled several
Yeah.
which ways.
Yeah.
And so that affects you. It affects you professionally because now you got to figure out how to balance, right? How to manage these, what deserves energy, what don't. She calling me, one of my clients, calling. Okay, girl, no. I've reassured you enough. You calling me every
Right.
15 minutes, it's not going to change. So I can't give you no more energy there
Right.
today. We're going
Right.
to revisit it maybe tomorrow if
Right.
I have time.
Yeah.
But, control, like emotional balance and figuring out what deserves energy, what I need to address, what I have to be very selective. Otherwise, I would be a nutcase.
Yeah. Seriously.
Because
Seriously.
I would have no time for Kia.
Yeah.
So I literally have this it can't get any more boundary or structure for me because I gotta protect
Yep.
my mental.
Yep.
So that's how I do that.
Okay.
I prioritize. It's just like my calendar. What's most important is on there.
Yeah.
Where I can afford to maneuver things, I treat people it's the same way.
Yeah.
With life, if you don't serve me in the way that I feel like I deserve to be served or what I'm giving you, you gotta go
Yeah.
respectfully.
Yeah.
And it don't mean
And
I hate
sometimes
you.
disrespectfully if you can't accept
Right,
the
right.
respectful part.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. If we gotta go there,
Yeah.
but I try not to because it just don't deserve
True.
my emotional,
True.
energy.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
So I let it be that, and I separate, and I go about my day.
Okay.
And I'm gonna love you from afar, and maybe at the family reunion, we can chop it up
Yeah.
over some potato salad
Yeah.
or something. Hell, I
Yeah.
don't eat potatoes. You eat potato salad? I don't eat.
Depends on who fix it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
it depends.
It
It's
depends.
no longer. Yeah.
Or whatever
Yeah,
is
yeah,
at
yeah.
the table.
Yeah.
Whatever is at
Yeah.
the table, and that's going to be that.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that.
Absolutely. I agree. That's the same on my end. Like, okay, with family, I love my folks. I do. But I have a selective few that I deal with. And that's just that. There's nothing else to add to and take away. That's just that. And then I be done with that.
Right.
People, I've learned to grow out of them. And I'm okay with that. The people that are in my life, I really feel like they are meant. And I'm done with that. I say what I say. I'm done with it. Because at one point in time, I would go back. I would double back. Let me see if I can get this person a chance. Let me try to see if this will work for them. I had to stop doing that because it was tearing me down on the inside. Then when I learned to express how I was feeling, people will weave themselves out anyway.
Right.
Once you're no longer rocking to the
Serving
same
them.
beat
Right.
of their drum. I got to rock to the same beat of mine. One band, one sound. That's how I look at it when it comes to my life. And that's how it got to be. So moving forward with this, with people, I just, like you said, love them where they are, or they just no longer are a part of me. And I'm genuinely okay with that. And it's no beef.
Right.
There's no beef. Let me
Right.
say that. There is no beef.
None.
There's no
We don't
beef.
harbor that.
None of that.
That's energy.
That's it.
That's more effort.
It
When you
is.
harbor it.
It
I say,
is.
you got to, damn, that's a lot of energy to hate
Yes.
somebody. And I value my lifestyle. I value all of that. When you harbor feelings of hate or, like jealousy or envy, like that is that's a lot, and it gets to affecting your health.
Yep.
And
It blocks things from you
blocks
too.
it, yeah.
Things
and
that you're trying to seek or you're trying to
Yes.
manifest or and talk
it'll
about or
stop
want
you.
it. It'll stop
it's
it.
dangerous.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
That's energy back to it. I don't want that negative
Do you
energy.
think it's like, so it seems like for me, like the more wiser I get and the more self-aware I have become,
Okay.
the easier it has been to cut the ties, and I've started to notice having to, the seasons they have been leaving people behind that you would least expect.
Yes.
So do you believe that there's a correlation with your self-awareness?
Most definitely. People that I thought would never not be a part of my life, it's like, guess I see you on the other side, maybe, maybe not.
Right.
But you got to stay over there, though. But I see the outcome in the better that it has brought to me as far as my well-being, moving forward, being able to grow, because the kind of person or a friend or a family member I am, I've always wanted to be there for everybody. And when you weren't there for me, I might have been like, it's okay. When you get to that point, I know you will, and then the will never came that you did it. So when I finally woke up, or someone was around me that showed me, hey, that person is not. And I'm like, no, you got to give them a chance. So, and then when I saw it for myself, when I saw it for myself, oh, that person was right about XYZ. Let me go ahead and do that. And it's like an immediate shift change, different doors or different avenues, like you said, health-wise, seeing things for the better, blessings coming out of nowhere. When you do that reevaluation or press that reset button for yourself, I feel like anything you think you want, you can have in time and, you know, in the time and the space. But, yeah, I think it's done my heart justice. I think it's been way better for me.
When
more lively.
Happening, yes. When it's happening, it's like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have never thought, like, this was going to end, you know. And it feels like it's, like, unbearable. Like, I can't believe this. How is this happening? Why is this happening? You know. But then in hindsight, it's like, I get it. Or sometimes you may never get that aha.
That's true.
You know, you just got to trust that God has a plan.
Yeah.
But in most cases, you can see, like, wow, like, I think I outgrew that space. And it just no longer served me anymore.
Or, you know, or if you try to go back into it, if you try to double back, you'll be uncomfortable.
Yes.
You really get uncomfortable to where you like, wait a minute, I don't belong here.
And now
this
it's
no
on your
longer
conscience,
me.
like,
yeah,
this, I'm beyond
this.
this.
Yeah. And again, we don't think we're better than anybody.
No.
But where we are in life or what we're trying to do in life, and as I feel like, in my opinion, everyone should, growth is important and it is necessary. And being a better you is always great when you're trying to be a better you.
Yes.
So, again, not better than anybody, but when you have goals or trying to set different values or different parts of your life to be better,
gotta go.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Inevitably
it's
happens.
okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay to love from a distance. It's okay to be different. It's okay to take that chance just to do that for yourself, because it's not going to do anything or it cause any greatness towards you if you keep allowing the same things to happen, because, again, we are what we allow. Right. And we just have to take accountability and let people know and show them, too, how to treat you and how they're a part of you and how they can be better. And if it's not for the better, they got to keep moving. So
you got to have a standard for you.
You do.
When you don't have a standard, when you stand, what they say, when you stand for nothing, you fall for anything.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
And that is so true.
That's simple as that.
You don't have a basis for what. That's why I like the question when you're dating, what's on your moral compass? What is a non-negotiable for you? If you can't tell me that, the check, please. Because you don't know. You don't know what's in your moral compass. You don't know what you stand for. You know, like you come on now. We gotta have something like that you like. I would not do that. Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
if everything's just so perfect, or there's no boundaries, you don't know.
A rubber band. You just go with the wind. Like, what you stand on. What's your
what
foundation?
are your do's and your don'ts? What we got going on?
Right. So. Yes, you got to have a sense of boundary for yourself as a human. Otherwise, you
stand on it.
And stand on it. And stand.
Make sure that your no is your yes.
Right.
If you say that you're no longer going to do it, stand on it with the yes of no, I'm not going to.
I would not do that. That ain't my cup of tea.
It's not.
It's just
and
not.
I'm okay with that.
Right.
And we're going to keep it moving. Right. And we can agree to disagree. People tend to forget that too, of being able to agree to disagree. It does not mean I hate you. We just didn't agree about the same thing. And we still should be able to walk in love. And if we can't, there you go over there with the distant boy. Right. And I'm going to love you from right over there.
Right.
If you still a part
and
of
we
that.
just got to be all right. Like, we just not okay as humans letting each other down or disappointing them. So we just don't say anything, or we falsify it. We lie. And it's like, no. You know how many people on this planet? Like, you not going to be... Once you recognize, listen, I'm not going to be for everybody. There is somebody out there that hates me right now.
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying?
Seriously. And I'm okay with that.
And I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
but
that.
I stood my ground on what I said because I said what I said. And
I
that's
said
just,
what I said.
That's it.
And I stand by it.
That's it.
Yes.
That is definitely it.
When you have a basis for you,
Yeah.
it's so much easier to say, nah, I ain't
We're not wrong
doing
like
that.
this. Yeah.
Nah,
no. And
that's
it's not
me.
okay.
Right.
It's so many. It's okay. And it's okay.
Yes.
Like, people just tend to forget. But I
Mm-hmm.
promise I will be that friendly reminder when it comes to me. And you have to remind people
And
this
be
is
all
just
right
what it
with the
is.
response. Listen,
Yes.
You may not like what I'm about to say to you
But
right
hey.
now, but this is my truth.
Yeah. That part.
And
Yeah.
I dare you to challenge me on it because it's mine. It belongs to me. So you
My
don't
opinion.
have
That's
to
how I
like
feel.
it, but
Yep.
you have to respect
You're
it.
going to.
The same way that I may not like what you say, but
Yep.
I have to respect
Yep.
it, you know?
Otherwise,
Right.
you dissed it.
And it don't
And I'll
mean
take
that
you
we
there.
got to be at odds.
Yeah.
It just mean that you just may not have a seat at my table.
Yeah,
You
that's
You
fine.
probably got one at somebody
Yeah.
else's.
Just not mine. Yeah.
And
I
be
agree.
all right with that. Be cool with that, you know?
I'm good.
Mhm.
And sometimes you have to sit at that table by yourself to add more people when it's time as
Yes.
well. So if I have to do that, I'm going to stand on that too. Because
Yes.
what I said is
My
what
cup
I said.
is being filled.
That's it. And it's going to run over.
It's going to run its
It's
over.
going to run over. It's
Yes.
surely goodness and mercy and all of that is going
Yes.
to dwell within me.
Amen.
That's it. We can
And you
add
just
all
gotta
of that.
trust that.
You
Just
have to trust that
it.
process.
Even
'cause
when it's ugly. you know?
Exactly.
And you may not be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
You just got to trust it.
Yeah. Got to. That's the only way it's going to work for you and how
Mm-hmm.
it's going to grow for the sake of your well-being with stuff. That's just how I look at that. So
Yeah.
when you take a chance to just sit back and be a reminder of, dang, this happened back then, and look at where I am now. You think I'm going to allow something else to come in and interrupt that when I saw what it took me to go and how I had to grow during the course and the process of the time of getting
Right.
there? You got to
Which
be
is
kidding
why it's so
me.
important to stay grounded.
Absolutely.
In your goals and writing it
Yes.
down, whether
Yeah.
it's personal, professional.
Yes.
Because it gives you kind of like a roadmap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can look back like, man, I accomplished this goal.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
it just fuels you to
Yeah.
just continue to either do better
Mhm.
because you don't set goals under the pretense that you're going to stay, you're going to stay where you at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not why we do that. And
Yeah.
so when you meet them, you've got this sense more of like, I can do it.
Yeah.
And so you get better.
Yeah.
And you get better.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's so important to set goals for yourself.
Yeah. I agree.
Personally, professionally, because it's going to keep you on the straight and narrow.
And keep you grounded.
As
I
opposed
definitely
to just
agree.
just staying in place. What's the word I'm looking for right now?
Like you just said, staying in place, staying grounded,
No,
staying
but it's
humble.
a C word.
Keep you.
What's the word? Y'all know what the word is. I can't think of it right now.
Now that's gonna bother me.
Complacent.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what
Stagnant.
it is.
Yes. Yes.
Just
Keep you
staying
right there.
complacent and stagnant.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we align with people who are just like us. If you are and have a circle that you have and it's stagnant, then you're gonna be stagnant.
Yep.
They say you are the outcome of the 5 people that you spend the most time with.
That's good.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
You know?
I can see that.
So
I can definitely.
or birds of a feather
Feather
flock
flock together.
together. They
See,
say,
I
well,
kinda,
I rock with that
to a
kinda-
certain extent.
Yes.
To a certain extent, because just because that person doing don't necessarily mean that you are.
Right.
You may have.
Because we got some thought friends.
We do. We do.
We
We,
got
all
thought
do.
friends.
We all do.
We don't
Yeah.
discriminate.
Yeah, we all do.
But them thoughts, they pretty stable.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
know?
Yeah.
And what you do is what you do it because
Exactly.
I'm strong enough to stand in my
Exactly.
own lane and
Exactly.
be, content
Yeah.
and be disciplined.
Yeah.
But
yeah. No judgment on you.
No
I'm
judgment.
just not part of one of those birds of your
Right.
feather. I'm not flocking with that.
But
it's okay.
wise, life-wise,
Yeah.
goals-wise, stability-wise,
Yeah.
foundation-wise,
Yeah.
we align on those
Absolutely.
on those levels.
I totally
Yeah.
agree. And I'm okay with that. So, y'all, we have been talking and it has been great, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Kia, I want you to tell the people, because we didn't get a chance to do it on our last episode.
We did not.
Let these people know who you are for real in life.
Right. In real life.
In real
Okay,
life.
So listen, y'all, I slang houses. That is my passion.
Period.
I breathe and sweat real estate.
That
For
part.
those of y'all that are interested, I'm everywhere. I'm all over the country, even when I'm not. So with that being said, should you have any business that you want to do, buy, sell, investing in real estate, consultations, I offer them. You can find me on all social media platforms at the KH Realtor. And then, yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, then. So we're just going to close this episode out. You know, I am Miss Queen Kira. If you have any collabs that you would like to do with me, of course, I can be reached at queensopinionpodcast@gmail.com. I am also on all social media platforms, different types of platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, all of them. And until then, remember who you are and don't let anybody change you from that.
Stand y'all's ground.
Stand on it. Peace.